Do you really want to be in a hideous little room above a pub?
Your contract and the keys to the new apartment in said contract. Dr. Maxwell Avia, new head of emergency department?
That's right.
Rather awkward first meeting.
The polite thing to do now is to leave.
Dr. Avia, Dr. Freeman, your colleague.
An ED?
No.
No, Brooke is head of the primary care clinic.
Oh. Pleased to meet you.
Can we save this for another time?
Yes. Blanket's slipping down a bit. If we stand here any longer...
Okay, that's enough. And if you have any respect for a person's privacy, please leave.
I would, except this is my apartment. See clause 11, bottom page 3.
The hospital will also provide accommodation. Please see tenancy agreement.
It's attached.
Yes, I see.
It's a mistake. The apartment is part of my new contract.
Yeah,
Callum!
And by the looks of it, part of the ED package we offered Dr. Avia.
Yes. I just signed off with Libby Jeffries and she gave me these. So, how does it go again? That respecting privacy bit?
Oh, hang on. This isn't over yet.
Maybe not. But I really need to sleep. Now, that Hong Kong flight can really take it out of a man. And Libby tells me there is a bed upstairs. Did you guys not know that?
She also told me the apartment was empty, so I naturally assumed.
Yeah, it's not the only thing you've assumed, is it? Excuse me, we're sorting this now.
No, we're not. Can you lock up on the way out? Thanks.
Do you think it's too dark?
What?
The colour.
No, I don't think so.
That vein in your forehead is about to pop.
If it does, you can blame Carol.
Oh, what's she done now?
She bailed on me.
But she's meant to be on tomorrow morning.
This I know.
Well, did she say why?
Not a relative has died.
No. Which one?
I'm losing count. Are you sure she wasn't annoyed with you? For taking over as Aroha's preceptor?
No, she understood that I was just trying to lighten her load.
So light, she's bailing. And my roster was a work of art, too.
Well, what about a Uranus?
They're fully booked. Flu season means they're really busy and my budget's already close to blowout.
Why don't I cover for Carol?
Oh, you can't. You're already rostered on as Aroha's preceptor.
I can precept and cover for Carol at the same time. It's no problem.
Are you sure? If it wasn't for Carol, I'd never ask.
Happy to help.
Great. Thanks. And not just for this, for everything.
I want to help and see you happy. Now, forget this. Go and have a shower and meet me in bed.
Oh, you precepting me now, are you?
You better believe it. Don't keep me waiting.
Want some more yogurt? No, just your apple. Good boy. Good boy.
About today.
Yes?
You pleading guilty. I'm not sure... I'll get it.
Mrs. Jeffries.
Lena, come in.
I'm just finishing up here. I won't be a minute.
It's not a problem. I just want to go over today and recap on our plan of action.
Would you mind if I drop JJ at daycare first? It's only around the corner. I'll be 20 minutes tops.
It's fine.
I can do that.
No, thank you, but I'd like to spend as much time with him as I can.
Of course.
If I leave, that will be the end of it.
But you want to sleep on the floor on cushions instead.
No, I'm having my things delivered today.
Have you talked this through with Dr. Avia?
Yes, and I made it clear that I won't be shifting. So the rest is up to you.
But if we go out and find alternative accommodation for you that's just as good, everyone will be happy.
No, it's the principal. Stand up to him. Be a man. You're the CEO, for heaven's sake.
Hey, I am aware of my job title, but there is the other matter to consider, politically.
We're allowed personal lives.
Yeah. If we push him out, he may push back in a detrimental way.
How?
By telling all and sundry about our relationship. And that is why we pushed him out of the apartment. Look, Brooke, let's go out at lunchtime and find a brand new flash apartment, yeah?
No. I have an apartment. Clause 7. Deal with it. Please.
Now, I'm going to state the obvious here, but I want to make sure you know exactly what to expect.
Sure.
The charge will be read out and you will be asked how you plead.
Guilty.
Once the judge accepts your plea, it will go straight to sentencing. I am hoping for a lighter sentence given you're pleading guilty, and I'll be emphasising Dr. Pierce's criminal dealings and the stress he caused.
We're really just playing off the judge's mood, aren't we? Hoping for leniency.
Well, that's the plan.
But there's no guarantees, are there? Maya may still get a hefty sentence and spend all of it behind bars.
Well, that's not what we're hoping for.
But is hoping enough?
Mum?
It's okay. Your mother's worried, I understand. You're right. There are no guarantees, but I'm sure Maya's willingness to face the music will fall in her favour.
Wouldn't it be better if Maya pleaded not guilty?
But I am guilty.
She could enter no plea.
Well, the judge will then decide if there is a case to answer later in the High Court.
Of course, and there obviously is a case.
We're just considering the possibility.
No, I can't.
We're only talking here.
Mum, this is hard enough.
All right. Yeah, I'm sure you know best. I'm sorry.
We are covering for Carol today.
She pulled a sickie.
We don't know that for sure.
She pulled a sickie because I told the truth about it.
Well, no, actually, I think there was a death in the family.
Interesting timing.
It's really none of our business, so can we focus on the day's work ahead, please?
Okay, fire away.
Flu season is hitting us hard, so that means that we need to turn over beds as quickly as possible to keep up with demand. Here, take a look at that. The beds indicated with an asterisk are free now, and you will be responsible for keeping track, changing, and readying beds for new patients.
Carol told me that changing beds was something the HCOs did.
Well, forget what Carol told you. I'm in charge of you now.
Okay, point me the way.
Big part of nursing is common sense. Point yourself.
My sincerest apologies again for last night.
That was a misunderstanding. No problem.
Well, yes, there is a little bit of a problem.
How's that?
We've doubled up on our contractual promise to both you and Brooke. We're hoping you'll be flexible and considering somewhere else.
Let me guess. He's threatening breach of contract?
No. It's more casual than that. Well, yes, but I'm sure she's not serious about it.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not. Anyway, there are other nice apartments around, so how about it?
No hard feelings, eh?
Not at all.
Good. I'm sure you just needed a good night's sleep to see sense.
Brooke.
What sense would that be?
Well, I assume Callum's told you that the apartment is contractually mine.
Contractually ours, you mean? You know, I've shown you mine, although I've yet to see yours.
I've shown the CEO. I think that's enough.
Yeah, we're all professionals, and I'm sure we can work this out.
Of course. I mean, there are 3 rooms, and you can even have the bigger one. Of the 2 that I'm not using.
You've got to be joking.
Not at all, Roomy.
Now, there's an idea, a compromise.
No, utterly unacceptable.
Then it looks like pistols at dawn. I'm a crack shot.
I want you to plead not guilty.
I know you do, but I've told you I can't.
You've been punished enough.
You didn't used to think so?
That's when you refused to take responsibility for what you'd done, but now that you've done that and you've confessed to the police...
Mum, come on. What did you think would happen? That I would get a slap on the wrist and that was it?
No, but locked away in prison, seeing your son once a week, that's not going to help anyone, is it?
No, it's not, but what choice do I have? I've confessed, and it's too late to change my plea, even if I wanted to.
Do you want to change it?
I murdered a man. Now I pay the price.
Well, the price is too high. If you plead not guilty, at least you stand the chance of staying out of prison.
But I am guilty. And by admitting it, Dana thinks I might get a reduced sentence anyway.
With no guarantees.
There are no guarantees either way.
You are a good person who has done a terrible thing. By pleading guilty, you're saying, I'm a terrible person, but you're not. Plead not guilty. You get your day in court. Ethan was a cruel, evil man. Why should you pay with the whole of your life? Why should your son?
Don't.
Please, Maya.
Okay.
Our great new leader is late.
No, that's okay. He let me know. Callum needed to see him about something.
So you've met.
No, he rang.
What does he sound like? Friend or foe?
It's hard to say, but he's a gun doctor, a trauma specialist. I've studied some of the papers he submitted while he was working in Hong Kong.
So our socks should be pulled up nice and high then.
I would say so. Apparently he was first in line to replace me, but then he was unavailable and the job went to Kip.
Who did an excellent job.
Of course, I'm just saying that he was second choice and Dr. Avia is here now.
Call me Maxwell.
It's really nice to meet you at last. I'm Sarah Potts.
Nice to meet you.
And this is Dr. T.K. Samuels.
Good to meet you.
TK.
And star nurse Tracy Morrison.
Star, is that right?
Well, it depends on how much caffeine I've had versus how many hours sleep.
A delicate balance shared by ED staff the world over.
Yes, so no different here.
Good, I'm right at home.
Excellent. So, handover time.
No, don't worry about that, I'll sort it.
Are you sure it's no trouble?
Like I said, right at home. Have any of you guys been around long enough to remember my cousin Vinny?
Vinny? Yeah. What's he up to these days?
Still in the UK, last I heard. But I better get on with it.
Right, well, good luck.
Thank you. Okay, listen up, everybody. I'm Dr. Maxwell Avia, your new HOD, and I'll be implementing some changes to ED as of today. Read them and get to know them ASAP.
These changes, are you introducing them bit by bit?
No, all at once.
There's some major changes here.
Oh, I'm sure you're all bright people and have faith. Even in the doctors.
I can't cover your rent again. I did it last time. With what? I'm broke. Do you want us to get evicted? Then find it. No, I'm sick of it. Hang on. Do you mind? This is a private call.
I'm on my break. I just want a cup of tea. I'm not the slightest bit interested in your phone call.
Are you there? Can't you get your dad to fork out, or one of your boyfriends, because they spend enough time...
There you are.
Hang on again. Yes?
Hang up now, please.
What?
Oh, it's a private phone call, Shanti. Didn't you know?
Your break was over 15 minutes ago.
Just 5 more minutes, I swear.
Now, Araha.
I've got to go. Find the money. Goodbye.
You are way behind.
Okay, but who do I talk to for a pay advance? I'm really desperate.
First, you have to work, then you get paid, and I'm not seeing much evidence of that. Now, get going.
Righto, mister. No more homemade bike ramps for you, okay?
Okay.
But you were smart enough to wear a helmet, so that means you still get to choose which flavour.
Got a neighbour, a friend close by. Maybe if your son could come down for a couple of days.
Excuse me. TK, can I have a word?
Sure. Won't be long.
What's up? Next patient.
Excuse me?
Time's up. Move her along.
Yeah, she's an asthmatic with a serious case of the flu. I need to know there's someone at home to look after her. If it becomes pneumonia, she'll
Then
be in
refer
real
it
trouble.
to a nurse. Better yet, a social worker. You're not either. Next patient.
What's with the grin?
I'm hopeful, that's all.
What, that Maya might be going to jail today? What, you want first dibs on her room?
I think there's a chance she won't be going, at least not today, and hopefully not for long.
Is she fleeing the country?
No, she's pleading not guilty.
When did that happen?
Just today, this morning.
Is that wise? I thought the tactic her lawyer was using was to plead guilty and pray for leniency.
Well, I talked her round.
You did? And does Dana even know about this?
Not yet.
Mum.
It's a bit late to spring it on her, isn't it?
I can't stand by and watch my daughter martyr herself over some appalling monster like Ethan.
What do you think her chances are pleading not guilty?
Doesn't the evidence speak for itself?
Damn right it does. She's not going to try and worm her way out of murder, is she?
It's innocent until proven guilty, and Maya has that right the same as anyone else.
Innocence is shooting a man point blank 3 times.
All right, this isn't the place.
Ethan was a cruel, heartless man.
Except he's not here to defend himself, is he, Yvonne? And why is that? She is not getting away with this. Not in a million years.
We just need another week. It won't happen again, I promise.
Araha,
I understand, but if we
get
could...
off the phone, please. No, now.
Could you just hold on 1 second? It's my landlord. I need to sort out our rent.
I don't care if it's the Pope, just hang up the phone.
5 more minutes.
Don't, he'll be...
Ropeable.
Not as ropeable as me. Look at this room. These beds were meant to be made up and ready half an hour ago.
I'm sorry, but he's gonna throw me out if I
Then
don't...
deal with it in your own time, not the hospital's, or you could end up out of a job. Then how will you pay your rent?
It won't happen again.
This is your last warning. If it does happen again, I will report you to the nursing manager. And he will not be as understanding as me.
Coming.
You cannot be serious.
What are you doing here, bro?
All of a sudden you're not guilty?
Who have you been talking to?
You didn't pick up the gun, aim and fire. Not once, not twice, but 3 times? All of a sudden it's just an accident now, is it?
I don't have to discuss this with you. Get out.
I hate you. I really hate you. But I thought that you had the decency to admit your guilt and suffer the consequences.
Due in court.
To lie.
To present my case.
Did you kill Ethan or not? Did you? See? The judge will see straight through you.
Well, it's up to the judge to decide, not you.
You killed the man I loved. Just admit it and save yourself some dignity.
You are not concerned with my dignity.
No. His. I won't see his name dragged through the mud again.
Mud was the only place he belonged.
You will not get away with this, not so long.
Please leave. Now.
Dare she try and intimidate you like that?
I think Brooke's bark is worse than her bite.
Well, I don't care for either.
Is she here?
No.
Look at you. Are you all right?
Yeah, I just got a shock, that's all, her turning up on the doorstep like that.
You have to try and put her out of your mind.
Focus on your case.
That's right. She hasn't thrown you completely, has she? You're still going with not guilty?
Yes, for sure. You don't think I should?
What does Dana say?
I only told her this afternoon over the phone.
And she's all right with it?
Of course she is. Anyway, it's Maya's choice. Dana has to represent what she wants.
But on advice?
She thinks that I have a case either way.
Good, that's good.
Chris?
Go with the one you feel is right.
I feel sick.
Don't. You're doing the right thing, and you're going to get the best result possible.
You need to damp dust the ward.
I've done it.
Yeah, but have you damp dusted it?
No, what's the difference?
One picks up more dust than the other.
Okay, I'll do it again.
I thought Carol was just being mean about you.
Sorry?
The attitude, have you always had it, or is it something that you've decided to bless Shortland Street with?
What attitude?
The talking back, the questioning of authority, the putting your personal problems before your work?
I just needed to sort out my rent. I don't want to end up on the street. Please. I don't know I was doing such a bad job.
Here, don't cry. Just, when I ask you to do something, it's not up for debate. You do it, and you do it to the best of your ability. Is that understood?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Good. Well, let's just hope for a big improvement by tomorrow.
I'll try.
Thank you.
Are you still covering for Carol, or have you put that onto someone else?
No, still me.
So what's with the slow turnover of vacated beds? They need to be made.
We had a hold-up. I'm sorry.
What sort of hold-up?
I thought we were on top of it now.
Listen, if you can't cover for Carol after all, tell me.
No, I can.
So why aren't you?
Well, it's,
Aroha's fault.
No, it's mine. It's all mine. I got sidetracked by my precepting duties, and it won't happen again.
Good. Don't let it.
Thanks.
Don't even start.
Right, and there we go, Adrian.
Thank you.
It's looking good. How you feeling?
Sore?
Yeah, it will be for a few weeks, but we'll give you some pain relief for that. Does she need a tetanus booster?
Yeah.
I'll chart it for you.
Ta.
Don't be sick.
Thanks. So how did I do?
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Oh, yeah, once the hand stops shaking.
Well, you'll get used to it.
Used to it.
Yes, we need to cut through this backlog of patients. Taking a look at the record books and the throughput numbers here are woeful.
Yeah, but that's something we've all had to struggle with forever, like not just Kit, but under Sarah as well.
Well, those days are over. I'm starting up a fast-track clinic to deal with the routine cases so we can push through more patients and bump the numbers up.
Fast-track clinic, how does that work?
Well, the patient comes in, we first assess if their case is minor or not. Do they really need to be seen in ED, or they best served quickly on the spot or somewhere else?
Sounds great.
Good, because you'll be running it.
What?
Oh, we'll set you up in the exam room. You decide who waits, who we patch and dispatch on the spot, and who...
And who would be best served with a cup of tea and a lie down, preferably at home?
You read my mind.
Was Scotty happy with this?
Totally. He'll fill you in sometime. And you two can sort the staffing out. I only want on-to-it nurses, and I'll assign a doctor to every shift. You clear every patient with him or her. Want coverage from 8 a.m. right through to 10 p.m. No need for night duty.
So the fast-track clinic's kind of like a filtration system.
Yeah. You're a filter. How's that feel?
Have I made your life hell changing my plea at the last minute?
Now I know that's what you want, I'll really up Dr. Pierce's criminality.
And his cruelty.
I'll do everything I can to paint you as a victim. So is that what we're doing? Because it's the 11th hour now.
Yes. That's what we're doing. Not guilty.
Okay. Let's do it then.
Yvonne?
Yes?
This is Ethan's mother, Joan Pierce.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you. Who are you? Maya Jeffrey's mother. I'm sorry for you, too.
Thank you.
See what your daughter has done? Can we have this little chat later? She has ruined Joan's life. Brooke, be quiet. And now Maya is going to pay.
All rise.
The Crown and Maya Jeffries. Are the lawyers present?
Dana Murphy for the accused, Your Honour.
And Senior Sergeant Adams, Crown Prosecutor, Your Honour.
The basis of the case is Maya Jeffries' confession of guilt to the murder of Ethan Pierce. Counsel for the defence. How does the accused plead?
Not guilty, Your Honour. I would like to request name suppression for
Guilty.
my client.
Change it back.
If I may have a moment to confer with my client.
No, I don't need a moment. I don't need to confer. I'm guilty.
Maya, listen to me. You don't have to do this. We have time.
I plead guilty. I did it. I killed Ethan Pierce.
Can she do this? No, Dana's in charge, right?
I request a recess, Your Honour. I need to speak with my client.
Mrs. Pierce?
Quiet, please.
I just wanted to say how sorry I am for everything that's happened.
Maya?
I want to apologise to you and your family for the distress and suffering that I've caused.
Order.
Maya, think about what you're doing.
You will speak when you are spoken to. Is that understood?
I'm sorry.
I need to clarify the defendant's plea.
Guilty.
Guilty, Your Honour.
Defence. Word, please.
Your Honour, the plea has been submitted. The case should now go for sentencing.
I'm fully aware of normal procedure. Thank you. You seem surprised by her plea.
She has sprung it on me, yes. But may I remind you that my client's sanity has been called into question. Please don't take her plea at face value.
We'll proceed. If prosecution would like to take the stand.
Is this a good thing?
He doesn't have to do this. Basically, he's covering himself.
Meaning what?
Sometimes people confess to crimes they didn't commit.
Who would do that?
It happens. He wants the prosecution to prove themselves, show them that the case has legs, that there is compelling evidence.
Cheers, Bruce. I know it does sound simple, but it really is the best advice. Just get lots of bed rest and keep your fluids up and have some paracetamol. Okay? Cheers.
How's it going down this end?
It seems to be going well.
Seems?
It is going well.
But you hesitated. Not feeling out of your depth, are you?
Or maybe a tad. It's just busy.
Well, you got help.
Yeah, I know. And Bruce has been amazing. Whenever I need him, he's right there.
Oh, you're a level 3 nurse, Tracy. Wouldn't have put you in this job if I didn't think you could hack it.
I did have a guy in before with possible gastritis.
And?
And I did his bloods and queried a proton pump inhibitor.
Good.
And I got a dose of antibiotics into him, and Bruce seemed happy with that.
See? You're on the ball. Keep it up.
A common trap for young players, generic names versus brand names. Prescriptions are written in the generic names, but if you really want to sharpen up your act, you need to learn the brand names on all the packaging as well.
All right.
It sounds boring, but it really does make things much quicker. As does the ferret up my sleeve and the fruit bat in my pocket.
Right.
You are like a dog with a bone.
I'm sorry, but I did tell you how stressed I am.
Well, you've got a break coming up soon. Sort yourself out then.
Yeah.
Did Dr. Stevens find you?
No.
Right, well, he's about to start his list soon.
Okay, if you see him, tell him that I'll be there in a minute.
Will do.
I am meant to be covering a circulating nurse this afternoon.
Oh.
Which means that you need to finish rounds by yourself, okay? Are you sure?
Of course, I can always hit Scotty up if I need help.
Yeah, true, but no cell phones, okay?
Cross my heart.
Good luck.
Car versus motorbike. Patient was thrown into a ditch, lost consciousness at the scene.
Right, resus. TK.
He has a GCS of 8. He's had morphine en route, probably femoral shaft fracture and head injuries.
Okay, TK, your assessment?
Or capillary refill, cool extremities.
All right, course of treatment?
Intubate him, trauma views, and a CT.
Then?
Call the orthopods and get him to theatre.
Off you go then.
Okay, I'm going to tube him. Size 82, please.
I'm on it.
Do you have any forensic evidence to support your case?
As admitted in her confession, Maya did an extremely thorough job of covering her tracks. However, we did find traces of blood on the driver's seat and the seatbelt.
Dr. Pierce's blood?
The tests were inconclusive.
What about witnesses? Do you have anyone who can place her at the crime scene?
A neighbour did see a blonde woman entering the house, but they now believe that was Alice Piper.
So no one can attest to Miss Jeffries' presence?
She avoided being seen by Brooke Freeman by hiding in another room directly after shooting Dr. Pierce.
I ask you again. Do you have any witnesses?
No. I have sworn statements from Alice Piper, Brooke Freeman and Chris Warner, all attesting to the fact they did not see her there.
I'm sure you've entertained the possibility that Miss Jeffries wasn't acting alone.
Of course, we've investigated all avenues.
Given the lack of physical evidence, and given the panicked state of mind that one is bound to be in after committing murder, do you believe Miss Jeffries was assisted in clearing away evidence?
We have no reason to believe that anyone else was involved.
Maya Jeffries was committed after suffering a form of emotional breakdown. She was delusional, paranoid, and exhibiting signs of schizophrenia. But after a combination of therapy and medication, this imbalance was corrected and emotional stability was re-established.
Have you had any follow-up appointments since her discharge?
Yes, one. I'm satisfied that the meds are serving her well, and I think she should remain stable and rational if she uses the medication correctly.
The original breakdown, as you put it, what do you say was the cause?
Well, we can only speculate, but in my experience, temporary psychosis is caused by post-traumatic stress syndrome, which is triggered by a single event or a series of events. Alternatively, it could be a chemical imbalance or a congenital condition. But in these cases, there's usually earlier signs of mental illness, and it's not just a one-off.
And does Miss Jeffries have a prior history of mental illness?
No.
And is there any history of such within her family?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
I know this will sound really bad because I'm just the newbie, but I was wondering if there was any chance I could get the afternoon off.
Shouldn't you be asking your preceptor this?
Shanti got rostered into theatre at last minute.
Oh.
And I've kind of hit crisis point. I won't bore you with it, but basically I've been left in the lurch by a flatmate, and I really, really, really need to see my landlord before he evicts me.
Couldn't this be sorted out on a break or after work?
I've tried, and I feel really bad for asking, but I'm freaking out here. I have to convince the landlord to let me take on the lease, and I think it's best to do it face to face.
I see.
You don't know how stink I feel for asking you, but letting my personal life into...
Okay. You go now. When it's all sorted, you come back here and finish your shift.
Really?
Go.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, well done. Let's get him up to theatre.
I'll call them.
Where's Maxwell?
Cubicles, I think.
Okay, just hold on for 1 sec.
Great, light them up and I'll be there.
Just so you know, our motorbike guy's going up to theatre now.
Good. Any further concerns?
No, we've done all we can down here.
Nice. Nurse, can you assist with transfer, please?
I'm happy to do that.
Resus to theatre. We got 2 more on the way. One's a reported chest stabbing with a possible pericardial tamponade.
Okay.
The other one's a blunt trauma assault with severe facial injuries. Which one do you want? Heads or tails?
I haven't done a pericardiocentesis before.
It's all yours then. Perfect time to cut your teeth, eh?
Oh, I'm happy to take the facial trauma
Come
patient.
on, mate. You're ready. We're on.
According to your signed confession, the murder was premeditated and was not in self-defense. Could you describe exactly what spurred you to this course of action?
He continually undermined my status as charge nurse, which led to me being unfairly suspended. He systematically set out to destroy my friendship with Alice, turned her against me. But the thing that really got to me was when he exposed my mother to cancer.
Through his company, Nessus Bio?
Yes. By that stage, I thought he was pure evil.
Did you raise your concerns with anyone?
I tried. I talked to the CEO, I talked to Alice, to my family, but every time he managed to weasel his way out of it or somehow turn it so that I looked like the enemy. He was toxic, believe me.
How did he destroy your friendship with Alice?
He framed me. He pretended to be Alice on our work email system, and he made me look like a horrible sexual predator. He then fed that back to our boss. He just did my head in.
Why do you suppose Dr. Pierce would do these things to you?
He was sick. I think that he found out that I cared about Alice and he set out to torment me.
Cared for Alice?
Yes. We were great mates.
Were you in love with Alice Piper?
Yes. Yes, I loved Alice. And I couldn't bear to see her under his thumb.
It's a very extreme course of action. Don't you agree?
I didn't know what else to do.
Your love for Alice must have been very intense. Was it reciprocated?
We had a close friendship.
Am I right in assuming that you'd do anything for Alice?
I killed for it, didn't I?
Did you, Miss Jeffries?
Yes.
Is it not possible that Alice murdered Ethan and that you, Maya, took the fall?
No.
Because you loved her so much, you offered to take the rap.
No! Alice is a good, kind person. She is not a killer, and she didn't deserve to be abused by that evil man. I killed him because, at the time, I thought he deserved to die.
Ooh, rather you than me. Aye. So, this is it, eh? How's it working out?
So far, so good.
Fast work.
Yeah. I was a bit sceptical at first, but it seems to be doing the trick. It stops ED from getting clogged up with runny noses and paper cuts.
I bet. So, what's the head honcho like?
Fine. I thought he would be hypercritical, you know, breathing down our necks, but he's given us free rein. So he actually trusts us to go ahead and do stuff. Not that the other bosses were doubters or anything, no offence.
None taken. I actually mooted the idea of a miners' clinic ages ago.
Why didn't it fly?
I could never find the budget to do it. I wonder where Maxwell got the extra cash from.
Well, it's not really about budget, though, is it? It's more like rejigging the stuff you've already got.
Yeah, but I'd have a clinical nurse specialist on the job, and that's where management got a bit tetchy because they cost more.
Right. I'm just a lowly level 3, cheap as chips.
Oh, hey, I'm not putting you down, but a CNS would just cut through a lot of hassle. No need to check with the doctor every 5 minutes, you know, just more autonomy.
The power.
Can you taste it? Well, it is a lot of study, but you should think about it.
My dissectomy patient's due in theatre in 94 minutes.
Yeah, Mr. O'Sullivan, I haven't forgotten.
Well, someone has. He's meant to be prepped.
Our new nurse was assigned to him this afternoon. Should be done by now.
No, I've just seen him. Wedding band untaped, no completed checklist and no IV fluids.
Oh, dear.
I can't have my schedule tampered with.
Of course not. I'll take care of him immediately.
And keep a sharper eye on your staff.
I will. I'm so sorry.
Your recent spell in a psychiatric ward, how has that impacted on your claim to murder?
I can't plead insanity as much as I'd like to. I knew exactly what I was doing when I shot Ethan Pierce.
You were fully lucid?
Absolutely. I saw the gun and I knew that it would kill him. I wanted him dead. When it happened, I felt kind of numb. I guess I went into autopilot. But then it started going downhill. I was being eaten alive by guilt, and that snowballed into total paranoia, loneliness, despair. At some point, I tipped over the edge, and it drove me insane. But fortunately, my family came to my rescue. They had me committed. And Dr. Wilkins helped me face my demons, and I managed to make peace with Ethan.
Made your peace? How so?
By talking to him. I realised that I had to confess that I'd never be free until I faced my punishment.
Talking to him? Was this in a psychotherapy roleplay session?
No. Ethan visited me while I was on the wards. We talked a lot about what happened. He made me take a long, hard look at myself.
He visited you?
I know that sounds nuts, but that's what happened. I know now that it was all part of my psychosis.
What prompted you to change your plea?
I know this is hurting my family. And I am sorry. But I only agreed to say not guilty to spare them the pain of having me in jail. But this is something that I have to do. I have to be true to myself. And if I can't be honest and make amends, then I'll never get back to being the sister and the mother and the daughter that I once was. And believe me, that is what I want more than anything else.
How's the new clinic?
Box of fluffers.
Ah, that's what I like to hear.
There is something I would like to talk to you about, though.
Uh-oh. Sounds serious. Can we do it over a drink after work, my shout?
I'll make it a beer and I'll be there.
Done.
Oh, but still, I would like to talk to you about this thing at work, you know, keep things separate.
Okay. Shoot.
I've been thinking about the new job, and I've started to think that I could do with some upskilling, some uni papers, and I was hoping that the hospital might pay for them, so I would really appreciate it if you could have that talk with Scotty. What?
You're good, but you're not that good.
Are you joking, right?
Well, if you're talking about the nurse practitioner, you're dreaming.
It's CNS, actually.
Really? No offence, but I haven't seen a nurse in this hospital anywhere near that calibre. It'd be great if there was.
But you've given me this gig,
Yes,
so
I
surely-
gave you that gig because there's always a doctor somewhere looking over your shoulder, watching your work. But don't take it personally. But I'll say the same thing to any nursey.
Ooh. Right, because at the end of the day, you don't really respect us, do you?
There she goes, taking it personally. Look, I know your previous HOD let things cruise, would have signed his name to any old thing, but I don't play like that.
Okay, well, thank you for making yourself clear. Because that's how I play, too.
That's the only way. So, over the road, 6 o'clock?
I am so sorry that your surgery has been delayed. Is there anything else that I can get for you?
No, thanks.
Well, you just ring the bell if you need us.
I'm sorry.
Out! Where have you been? You ignored my instructions and you
Scotty
delayed...
said I could go, so I...
What?
He gave me permission.
So you went behind my back and told your son...
I tried to tell you how important it was for me to sort things out, but you wouldn't budge. And now, thanks to all this stuffing around, I've been kicked out of my flat. How great do you think I feel right now?
What's happened?
Like I told you, my flatmate dropped me in it by owing all this rent and then doing a runner. Her name's on the lease, so I really had to try and convince the landlord to let me take it on.
So that's why you were itching to get out of here?
But he basically said I was irresponsible, a party girl who he couldn't be bothered dealing with.
Really?
So he gave the lease to somebody else. And now I have nowhere to live. I know I've stuffed up my work, but now I've stuffed up my entire life.
It's okay. We'll figure something out.
Why is the judge doing all this? She pleaded guilty. I thought that would be it. Bam, locked away. Sorry. You know what I mean. I just thought once she said I did it, then they wouldn't have to drag out all the details. Seems unnecessarily cruel.
I can't see that it's helping anyone.
I need to speak to her.
Mum!
Mrs. Pierce, I'd like to offer my...
This is not a good time.
I don't know if there'll ever be a good time. I can't even begin to understand what you're going through right now. But I'd like to offer you my sincerest apology.
You don't have to listen to this, Joan.
I think you understand very well. We've both learned that our children are murderers.
Though I'm lucky enough to still have mine in my life.
I know that what your daughter did was wrong, but on another level, I understand that my son, he had to be stopped.
Ethan didn't deserve what happened to him. He deserved to be tried for his crimes in a court of law, just like Maya is now.
You're the woman he gave cancer to.
I'm well now.
This can't have been easy for you, coming here, facing me, and... Oh, I'm so glad you did it, and thank you.
I'm glad to.
And I will try and find a way to forgive your daughter.
Just reminded me, spinach in the fridge.
Do you think that we might have room for an extra guest?
Probably. Who?
Aroha?
No, definitely not enough.
She has been kicked out of her flat and she has nowhere to live. I felt sorry for her.
So you've invited her to a waifs and strays dinner with us, have you?
Actually, I said that she could stay for a couple of days.
You what?
Just until she finds her feet. That's okay, isn't it?
She hasn't got anywhere else she can go.
Okay, if you think it's a bad idea, then we can just...
Thank you so much. I promise I won't get in your hair.
You better not.
It's nice and quiet in here.
Yep, I'm cranking through them all right.
How are you finding Maxwell?
Loving it. He's hands off, lets us work things out for ourselves, make our own choices. I mean, all power to Kip, but he just didn't make me feel as confident, you know?
Nice for some. You feel empowered. I feel like an idiot.
Why? Don't you like your new clinic?
The clinic's fine. What sucks is Dr. High and Mighty getting on his high horse.
Long black.
Excuse me?
Personal service, huh?
Ah, got the sugar. Megan. It is Megan, isn't it?
Yes.
Can you do me a favour? Can you pop out and grab me some sugar? Stupid me, I forgot.
No problem. Hey, hold on. She's not a waitress, you know.
Oh, I'm sorry. Megan, if you feel like I've overstepped the mark, then please don't.
No, it's okay.
Thank you.
This just gets richer. First of all, you disrespect the nurses, and then you get them to run around after you like maids.
Excuse me, I'm not disrespecting anyone. I know Dr. Banana Skin left some very big clown shoes to fill, but...
Sorry, Dr. What?
It was Banana Skin, wasn't it?
Oh, that is all class, standing there dissing our old boss.
Trace.
Well, at least Kip treated us like equals.
All right, let's lay a few things out, okay? A, I'm not dissing anyone. B, I respect all my staff and I expect the same. C, I'm running things a bit differently and I know you might find that hard to get used to, but calming down might be a great way to start.
I've reached my decision, and my findings are this. As there's no evidence nor any witness to place Miss Jeffries at the murder scene, the police case rests solely on the confession of Miss Jeffries. She's clearly mentally unstable. She's suffered periods of paranoia, delusion, hallucination. Her testimony doesn't hold up to scrutiny. Hence, I believe it to be a waste of court resources to proceed to trial with a case that would clearly render a conviction unsafe. I order Miss Jeffries to undergo a period of psychiatric evaluation and supervision.
What does that mean?
You're free to go.
To Maya's freedom.
She got away with murder.
A nurse can get away with shooting a man in cold blood.
But she's not off the hook.
Everyone thinks she's a hero. She's a killer.
Shortland Street, 7 o'clock tomorrow, TV2.